Welcome to this first look map tour with me, MrSealyp. Woodshire. This is a map by Red Kindness of Altenstein fame. On the mod hub this says update, so my assumption, as ever, is that this was out on PC already, has been out on PC already, but this is new to console, and this is the first look map tour. So, without further ado, I am saying to myself, on the mod hub this says this is a map in the north of the US, so I'm deciding in my head, just my head, so before everyone starts telling me, no it's not, it's here, it's there, it's everywhere, I'm saying Oregon, I'm saying Portland way, out that direction. Forest, agriculture, bit of everything going on. The city of Portland is off in some direction. The mountains in the distance, Mount St Helens, Mount Rainier, is it Rainier? I don't know all of the mountains around Oregon, but a few of the ones that stick in my mind from memory. It just has that feel, you know. But what I do like is, well, I'm facing north at the moment. I'm at the farm that you start the game in, and we are just north of Central. Well, yeah, just north of Central. What I will do is we'll have a look into the main menu. So we are here north of Central at one of the farms, and this is the sheep farm. And what I do like about Red Kindness, it was the same on Altenstein. You start with 10 sheep, which we'll have a look at in a moment. We have a kind of cross main roads here that goes east-west and fairly north-south, and interestingly roundabouts. This is going to sound very British and very arrogant. I didn't know the Americans had roundabouts. I always assumed everything was in a grid layout and blocks and that kind of stuff. But if you live in a part of America where you have lots of roundabouts, let me know. I didn't know that. I've learnt something. So you've got a valley that runs pretty much north-south, the direction this road runs, with the valley running up one side this way towards the east, and then dropping down this side, and then out to the west up here where the farm is, and then out across a kind of plains area over to the west of the map where it looks kind of like an inlet when you get over there out towards the sea. We'll get to that later on as well. Sell points, we've got a barn. We have got Denton Bakery, Goldcrest Pacific Grain, Maplefield Mill, Mary's Farm, McLean Biogas, the Spinnery for wool, Stanton Sawmill for logging and lumber, and Wright Agribusiness. We will get round all of those in a little while. There are three main farms. I don't know why I came off that. There are three main farms. We've got the one we're at now, which has got the sheep. One off just here to the southwest of where we are at the moment is your pigs and chickens, and then off up here to the northeast we've got our cow and dairy farm. What I'm going to do, we'll just look at the scenery, quick look around the farm, look at the vehicles you start with. Then I'm going to go up through the biogas, out through the forest, and then we'll kind of do a route around, and I'll try and get in as much as I possibly can. There are some very, very nice touches on this map. You start with 4 fields, I think it's 4. You start with 2, 5, 6 and 12. And there is also one over here which, whilst it doesn't give a number unless the crop thing's covering it, I don't know if you start with that or it's just a free field, but that has poplars in it. Again, we will get to that later on. But this is another one of those maps. I wish I had more time in the day. I wish I could do more Let's Plays. This is a really, really good map. There are 28 fields in total. And as I said, you do start off with 10 sheep. I always think it's nice to start, even if it's just a minimal amount, because it gives you something, you know, you've got something you're working at and towards straight off the bat. Now, what I do like about this map as well, and Red Kindness has done a brilliant job on this, there is absolutely no shortage of barn space, but there's something on here from so many different maps. Things that stand out from Goldcrest Valley, ones that I remember seeing on Sosnovka, bits from this one from Altenstein, this barn. There are ones from the Old Stream farm, the house from there. There's all sorts. Nice touches, nice details that really stand out. So, the main farmyard, you've got your sheep pen, which is just here. Your buy and sell point or load and unload point, depending how you want to go about that. We've got a farm tech trailer. We've got a Joskin Aquatrans. You've got your water trough for the sheep. And what I do like about this is the way it's laid out. You've got this barn here, but the actual feed area is inside the barn. That is so cool. That, I don't know. It's a little thing, but it's a brilliant touch. Nice feature. More barn space again, different style of design. I'm assuming that Red Kindness has been grabbing barns from loads of different modders to put on here, because a lot of the ones I've seen, I've kind of, I always say this on my first looks. Or I say always do. I try to now. Is that whilst this is a first look, it's not a first look for me. It's a first look for you guys to have a look at and see what you think and that kind of thing. I've had a bit of a whiz round just to familiarise myself with it. I did find when I used to do my first looks and I was kind of looking for the first time too, I would kind of stumble around not quite sure what I was doing, what was where, and it's difficult to give your kind of impressions in a sensible, logical way. I found, for me, I mean that's just how I found it. I just like to get my bearings and an understanding of what's where. So you've got a little machine workshop customization point for your vehicles just here, and fuel around the back there. Seed and fertilizer. I don't know if there is a seed and fertilizer point here. Haven't come across one, if I'm honest. So, vehicle-wise, we start with case 1455, a Valtra N series front loader attachments, case 1660 harvester and header, farm set trailer, cultivator plough, cultivator, Verimaster plough, Vernon and seeder, Vernon fertilizer spreader, weight, mowers. Oh, okay, that's not bad. 2 sets of mowers. There's plenty of grass on this map. Windrower, pickup, Aquatrans, and a loading wagon. Yeah, there is no shortage of grass fields on this map. There are no shortage. There is no shortage of whichever. There's no shortage anyway. You won't have a problem. Now what I will do is very quickly, just give me a second. Okay, right. So I was just making sure the time was on real time and withering was off and that kind of stuff. I didn't want to be going around and all of a sudden things start dying. So I am now facing south down the map, and this little lane here runs down to the centre main road, and the crossroads for the town is just behind that tree there, just through that gap in the trees there. Those are the 2 roads that run north, south and east, west. This is one of the little side roads that leads up here to the farm you start at. What I'm going to do, rather than head down into the town, like I said, I'm going to go up and do a loop round. Biogas plant first, and then through the forest, because I want to show you that as well. I'm saying Oregon, that kind of thing, because I just get that from seeing things on TV over the years, and I know there are big sections of Oregon and around Portland that are very heavily forested, but then there's a lot of agriculture. Fun fact, did you know that the port in Portland is the largest distributor of wheat in the US and the second largest distributor of wheat in the world, out of Portland? Who knew? Anyway, the biogas plant is slightly different to your normal one, and I do like the fact the terrain on this map stands out. There's lots of I do like an undulation. I do like the topography of a map. I do like the real feel of this one. 2 very, very big bunker silos. I like the fact that the actual anaerobic digester is tucked away inside a building. You don't come across that very often. The grass mixed in around the domes is very, very nice touch as well. As I said, you're not going to have any shortage of barn space on this map as you go around the map. And again, these little features that stand out, the ups and downs, and it just makes it feel, I don't know, just better. I'm rambling. But anyway, yeah, barn space up the top here. Now the forest itself, I say itself, there's lots of bits of forest, and they are a fair size. So if you just want to do agriculture, there's plenty to do. If you're going to do animal husbandry, you've got your animals. If you're into your forestry, there's plenty of forestry. You are not going to run out of forestry to do, believe me. So when I come out of here, there's a nice little touch here. So there's a lot of these forest tracks, kind of logging trails, whatever you want to call them. Again, the detailing's great. I like the bumpy tracks. I've said that before on first looks, but these tracks sort of dot around all over the place that take you off through the woodland. But they just have a real feel that logging has been going on. Logging is still going on. It's part of the kind of community life. That the forest has been gradually cleared back over time to make way for fields, to make way for the town, and that it's integral to everything that happens. It's almost like the map itself has got its own storyline, and that's done very cleverly through the map maker. You find that on a lot of the very good maps, the ones that really stand out. The map itself is part of that story. When you do a let's play, some people just play the game literally because they want to do the farming, they enjoy it. For doing let's plays, for that kind of stuff, especially if you're YouTubing and things, it's part of it. That's what gives you that feel. You can feel storylines coming on, you can feel ideas being generated just through the map itself and what it lends itself to. So we're going to wind our way down the side of the valley through the forest. And as we come down here, there's on the left hand side, hopefully if I come out of the right place, yes I have, and we turn left here, again more barns, logs laid up. If we come up to here, there's a kind of lumber yard. It's not a mill, it's just a lumber yard, with a crane for loading and unloading the train. So you can bring your lumber straight out of the forest, pile it all up, load it onto the train, and off it goes. That's great. It's a clever touch. There's a little ramp there for aiding loading, should you need it. If you're deciding to use a front loader maybe, or a telehandler, or whatever it might be. If you don't want to use the crane and you want to load it up that way, you can. It's just great features. We are now at the northern point of the map, and we're going to come down onto the road that runs north-south. But again, great details with the fields, the way the hill rises up out the side there with the forest on that side, the drainage ditch, little river down the side with the culvert running under the road, Winston Tree Nursery, really good. And on the left here we come to the second of the farms we're going to have a quick look at, and this is the dairy farm. Loads and loads and loads and loads of barns. 3 bunker silos, so you're going to have plenty of space for silage. But it does have a feel that it's a real farm. This is ready to go. You can bring all your stuff in. You don't have to use the one you start at. You've got fertilizer and seed point. You've got fuel. I just saw, did I? Yeah, fuel there. Plenty of storage space. If we come over to this side and around the corner, we've got vehicle customization point, and then you've got your dairy barn here, manure and slurry point just there, with a feed trough running along here. You've got to the right here your purchasing point, or your load and unload point for your cows, and then you've got your water trough just here. Now, what's interesting with this one, and again, a nice touch, something a little bit different, we've got another barn over this side. Not identical to this one, but it kind of mimics it. Plus there's a food trough that side. So I'm assuming you can do food or feed in both. If not, the feed may be that one, and the water's here. But regardless, or one could be for straw, putting the straw in. Maybe that's for feed, that's for water. and over that one maybe where you put the straw in for their bedding. I don't know for definite. This one could be the bedding one. But yeah, you've got 2 barns here, which is, again, it's different. It's not a standard, here's a farm, plonk it down, there's your dairy, get on with it. It's great features that make it stand out, and it really does. Make sure I do actually stop. I have a tendency not to. So we're going to head south down this main artery towards the crossroads in the town. Loads of grass, no shortage of, and I think it's grass that you can fertilise as well, and then obviously you can plough it if you want to use it as a field. The grass fields don't belong to anybody, so you can do whatever you want to with those. I love this, look, your field here, and again you get that impression that's been cut out of the forest. That forest section there was cut down for that field. It just has a real feel to it. Other nice little features, like the construction work going on here. Caution, area under construction. You've got a drainage ditch being sorted out down the side of the hill here. Machinery that's being used. Again, your mind starts racing, thinking, what could I do with that? You know, could I actually do something and make it part of the story, part of a let's play? It's just very, very good. These roads that lead up through the forest, that one leads up over the top, down towards the sell point on the railroad. My mind has gone blank what it's called. Maplefield Mill, that was it. So I am at the moment just here, facing up the hill, east. It goes up over the brow of the hill. We'll come to that later on, we'll have a look around there later. I want to carry on down south in towards the town, and then we'll do a loop round and we'll get everything in. I will make sure of it. So yeah, brilliant. I'm liking this a lot. Absolutely brilliant. Oh yes, what I was going to do. Fields contracts are available, and field prices for a 1.42 hectare field, 114,000. That's not too bad at all. Field prices pretty good, fairly average. They're not dirt cheap, but they're not mega expensive, so that's always good to know. And on this main drag heading south, we've now got our store to left hand side here. Case dealership. We've got a hazard marked area, but when you buy vehicles they appear here. I don't know about respawning, whether they respawn to the farm or they respawn to here. What I can do, actually, let's try something. Let's respawn the pickup truck. Reset. Yes, it does. So if you reset anything, it respawns back down here at the main store. So we've got our buy and sell point, which you could also obviously do from your main menu. Oh, that's the other thing here. Racking. Now I'm assuming these aren't just here for show, that these are to use. You've got a bit of everything here. Liquid fertiliser, fertiliser and seed, and then we've got pig food. The fact that it gives you the hand thing, I know they're too heavy to move, but that's quite a few to start off with. I'm assuming you can just come down and help yourself those first few. There's a lot there, and the racking's quite high, so you're going to need some kind of telehandler type of vehicle to get to them. Around the side here, we'll get a customisation point, little workshop. That's interesting. You've got that sign there, then the hazard marked area here. I assume they are linked. But anyway, that's the store. Nice. It's these, like I say, details are brilliant. Okay. I never cease to be impressed by the abilities of the map makers for Farming Simulator. These guys are masters at their craft. You know. I've watched a few people's videos on how to make a map, how to alter a map, that kind of stuff. But blimey, now that's the road I've originally had looked down. The farm that I started at is just up there, so we're just going to turn around here. Of course, around the back of here should be the Spinnery's around here somewhere. Have I lost it? There it is. Spinnery's just here on the right hand side. Cash point, should you need to get any cash out for a bit of walking around money. So Spinnery just there. Back out onto the main drag again. I really want to make sure I fit all of this in. There is a lot to get in this because there is a lot of detail. Left hand side, look at that Woodshire sign. Very nicely done. Out of wood as well. Of course it would be. So second main drag that goes east-west runs that way. I'm going to go south again, and I'll run around this side of the map. This part of the map. Left-hand side, fuel station. Again, tucked in or gas station, tucked in amongst the trees. There are too many good maps coming out at the moment. I know that sounds absolutely ridiculous. Another kind of logging trail. I've gone a little bit stuttery here, a little bit laggy. I think it's the volume of trees, because this is a very tightly packed forest this side on the left. So it has gone a little bit laggy. So on the right hand side we've got right agribusiness, I believe is that one there. That's one of our sell points. The fact it says it on the building is probably a bit of a giveaway. Right agribusiness, there we go. That's one of our sell points. Obviously we've already done the spinnery and whatnot. And this says ponds, but this is your lumber mill. The other great thing I like about this is, if you're doing lumber, you're doing forestry, you're not going miles and miles. The mills and these points around the railroad have been set up right by the forest. Your tracks from the forest lead straight out into the lumber mill, which is, I suppose, how it would be. I mean, that kind of makes sense. So you've got sell point for logs there, sell point for wood chips here, crane above. Actually, I don't know if the crane is usable. It might just be a placed one. But crane is usable. He says it is usable. Nice. Okay. So should you wish to unload in that way, feel free. Jump off there. I'm sure I'll be fine. And then if we head south one more time, we come to the second roundabout that I've come across, which is on the southern part of the map. Now when I do the train, I'll do all the bits that I've missed, Mary's farm, Denton bakery, all the stuff that's over in that direction behind me. We'll see that in a bit. We're going to go around the roundabout here and we're going to head this way now. So we're on the southern part of the map and now we're heading west. Up this side of the valley again, because the next thing I want to show you, it just blew me away. And my mind is racing over ideas of how it could be used and that kind of thing. There's a quarry. I mean, it's brilliant. Another one of those things, it doesn't need to be here. On PC, there may well be a mod or something, placeables that will allow you to have a kind of functioning quarry. There may be all sorts of stuff you can do. On console, obviously, this is not going to actually serve a purpose. There's not anything you can do as such. But as part of a Let's Play, the ideas buzzing through my head are kind of... But this is what I'm saying, there are so many decent maps coming out at the moment. I'm running 2 Let's Plays at the moment. With a third, I'm trying to work out the logistics of how to do at the same time. I just don't know how to fit it all in. I could do all of them. I would love to do all of them. But this is such a brilliant feature. I love it. Really, really good. See, that would be a nice little touch, wouldn't it? To have gold nuggets on a map, but have a quarry. Have a quarry or a mine or something like that, and you've got to actually kind of dig for them or something. Go into the quarry and you've actually got to find the gold nuggets. Imagine how cool that would be. Having a mine entrance and, I don't know, another one of my zany ideas, but I think that'd be brilliant, wouldn't it? Rather than just being dotted around, you've actually got to go and mine them, dig them out, or you know, or just find them within the quarry. It just might be a nice little thing to do. So let's whiz round here. I'm going to go this way round, so I want to go. So we're now heading kind of north-ish again on the western side of the map. And this is our another kind of farm. It's all laid out, there's plenty of barn space. You've got a silo here for loading your trailers here. Around the side here, unloading your trailers. Now I'm assuming this is a storage point, because the railroad runs around the side here, and whilst you can't load and unload from that actual silo into the trains, you've got another one of these ramps here. So potentially, I suppose, if it was sugar beet and stuff like that, with conveyor belts and stuff set up here, you could probably unload and into a train by the side here. But I like that, the fact you can store it all there in the silo, then when you bring the train round, load or unload into it. Nice features that really stand out. The other thing I was going to mention as well, there is no shortage of grass on this map. I mean, there is loads of it all around this map. No shortage at all. Another roundabout. This is the other end of the road that runs from the kind of cross section in the middle of the town by the Spinnery. So we're up at the western side of it, and what I'm going to do is head up here, because this is another one of those silos, but this is one of the silos that's actually on the railroad. So again, bring your crops in off the fields, put them into the silo here, bring your train along, load it up. You can take it around to another silo, to a sell point, wherever you want to. So there's, you know, as I said before, there's lots of features that are on other maps, things that I've found on various different ones. I mean, there's bits from Goldcrest Valley, there's bits from Sosnovka, there's barns from all over the place, there's bits from Altenstein, there's, you know, it's all been drawn in from all over the place, and I like that. If you go round to the right here and under the bridge, we've got a hotel. Again, serves no purpose other than it's a hotel. It's here. There are several egg sale points on this map, this being one of them, because I suppose if it's a hotel, they're going to want to prepare breakfasts and food, and look at that for a view. I assume it's kind of a lake with an inlet going out. It's really good. Really good. Right, back up around this roundabout. I'm going to go back down the middle section. And then I'll need to very quickly get the train in, otherwise this is going to be a 60-minute first look map tour. But if we come around to the side, we've got another one of the farms, and this is where the pigs are. I believe this is the big farm. I hope I've got that right. So, silo to the left-hand side, load point and unload point is just here. Yeah, pigs just here. This farm over to the left-hand side, the Old Stream Farm, that's what was in the corner in the yard of the Old Stream Farm. Your chickens are just here. And we are just up, not far from with the farm we started at. Biogas is that direction over there. Down the valley, that direction is where the crossroads are. So we're up on the hill. So we've got a barn sale point here. We've got our pigs here. I do like these red barns, they're really cool. feed trough, water trough, buy, sell, load and unload point for your pigs is just here. Another one. I like this. This is a nice feature. There are a lot of these knocking about on this map, but for loading and unloading trailers, well, not unloading them necessarily, but loading things up, that makes life a lot easier, especially if you're using smaller machinery with front loaders and things like that. But again, you've got your pigs, but you've got like a barn space as well. I'm assuming this is where your straw goes for your pigs. So you come to this point here, and it will go into here. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. The silo on this farm is only 100,000 litres. So you may need to add either more silos or next to this one, or one of the modded silos, or whatever you want to do to increase that capacity. Heading back down, so we're now heading east. Heading east or heading east? I think we're heading east is probably the best way to say. We're heading east, and on the left hand side here, Emerson's. I do like an Emerson's. This is your livestock market for all of your animal requirements. So if you're taking them by trailer, this is where you're going to come to. If you're going to sell them by trailer, this is where you're going to come to. Very nice. Right, down to the crossroads. I'm very conscious of time. I probably should have done this in the pickup rather than a tractor, it would have been a lot quicker. But I do like the pace of a tractor. It slows everything down. Makes it more sensible. I'm on the wrong side of the road, I know. Until the traffic's gone. So, heading across the crossroad, heading east now. We've got some more houses on the right hand side and some sell points coming up. On the right hand side here, if we pull in here, we've got Denton Bakery. Denton Bakery is on the left hand side, but the sell point's on the right hand side. Actually, that's not... no, the sell point's there. What's this for? That was close. I don't know what this is for. If anyone knows. Oh, hang on. On PC, I'm pretty sure, is this the map that's enabled for selling your milk? Is that what this is for? Maybe not, I don't know. But I don't know what that's for. If anyone knows, let me know. Because that's the sell point for the Denton Bakery. And there's where you get another egg sell point. Yeah, that's around there. I'm not sure what that's for. Okay, right. I'm holding up the traffic. I don't seem very happy. Nice little placeable area if you wanted to put something on here. Now what I'm going to do is cut across here and then we'll do the railroad and I'll show you the last bits up here in a minute. But another one of these awesome features. It's really, really great. The way the road winds up the side of the hillside through the trees that have been logged and cut to make way for the road in the first place. Then the road's been put in to give easier access for lumber and the inclines aren't too steep and that kind of thing. American flag flying proudly up on the hillside. When you look back, you've got a lovely view over the valley below and the town itself. Then we head up into the forest here. I'm going to run right away across the top of here. More shelters, just in case the weather turns inclement. Now, one of the roads I passed earlier on when I was going down the valley and I looked up the valley, up the hill, is one of the ones here, and this is the one that I was having the work done on it. So down the bottom they were doing the drainage ditch down there. There are signs. Oh, I've missed the one. The signs are fantastic. You've got the steep incline ones. In the forest over that side I came across one, I think there's one over this side, with a bear on it. So warning you of bears, which is just brilliant. This is quite steep. Now this leads us up out of the valley and over the top. Right hand side, a bit more work going on. And again, I like the fact this gives you the impression this bit here has been cut out of the hillside and they put this little bit of fencing around it. It's almost taking up part of the farmer's field in the corner. Great details, and plenty of grass. Like I said, you are not going to have any shortage of grass. There are all these gravelly hard standings here. I'm not sure what they're for. Placeables, I guess. Helicopter landing pads, whatever you want to do with them. More fields over this side, but then we go sweeps down the other side into a kind of secondary valley where the train runs, and this is where the sell point on the railroad is. Now, it is accessible by road, but the sell point is only available for the train, which is just there. So Maplefield Mill, right here, there's your sell point on the railroad. And saying railroad, give me 1 second. So, I'm in the train. We are at another one of the silo load and unload points. And what I'm going to do is show you the bits at the top end here, then we'll whiz round to finish off in the train. So yeah, put all your crops in here, put them into storage, and then you can load them onto the train, take them round to other load and unload points or sell points. But what is a nice feature on this is you've got another one here. So you can actually bring the stuff, load it and unload it. But I think this is one of the sell points. This is the Pacific Grain one. I need to check that. My mind's gone blank. I haven't blanked much on this episode, so that's been good. Goldcrest Pacific Grain. So that's your sell point, Goldcrest Pacific Grain there, and then you've got one for the trains, which is just a silo there for loading and unloading. Over this side, and again, brilliant details. You've got your kind of garden centre, farm store, but I love the fact you've got all this racking, you've got your seed and fertiliser, purchase point, liquid fertiliser there. These bits are, I remember seeing them on Sosnovka, so there's bits from all over the place. Awesome detail. Really nice. But if we go through here past the greenhouses, where am I going? I'm going the wrong way. Where am I going? I don't know is the honest answer where I'm going. That is one of the sell points, isn't it? You're saying that? Of course it is. That looks like wood chips. That's interesting. So, have a quick look on here. Oh, Mary's Farm. Okay, so that's Mary's Farm sell point. And then behind it, you've got the barn, which I believe is round here. Oh, manure sell point. There we go. Straw and bales sell point round the back there. So that's the barn. So you've got a manure sell point, barn. And then through here is the Mary's Farm sell point. So there, that's all the sell points. That's pretty much all of them now on the map covered. I'm going back up here and to the train, and then we'll whiz round just to finish off and have a lovely look at the scenery. And it really is great. It's not a huge train line on this one. It's not a double train line. It's not multiple trains. It's not a ridiculously long train. But what you have got are lumber cars, which is very helpful. You've got grain. You've got root crop. You've got everything you need. A multi-purpose train. So, off we go. So we are on the western side. No, we're not. The southern part of the map. So we're now hitting the southern part of the map. Mine's going blank. Yes, the southern part of the map. So we're going to run across here now. This is what I'm talking about. Top of the forest. While I say that, while I'm here, if I can stop in time. Please stop, please stop, please stop. Now, interestingly, you've got a hazard marked area here, so I don't know if this is a sell point. for lumber. It might well be. So you might have multiple sell points here. I'm not entirely sure. But you can load the crane if you're bringing your lumber from the woodland here. I'm not quite sure actually. I'd have to check that, try that out. But what you have got here is the field I talked about earlier on that doesn't actually belong to anyone. This is a poplar field. And it doesn't belong to a soul. Again, you kind of get that feeling they've been cutting the woodland back in an effort to kind of, you know, after doing the deforestation, they're getting some poplars in to grow. But this, once this grows, that's yours to do with what you will. Cut them down, make a bit of money, and then replant it with whatever you want. Nice touch. I'm sure I will have people telling me various different things. If they've been playing on this map, or they've already had a go on it, or they start playing on it, I will get comments left over the next few days saying, you can do this, you can't do this, this will go here, that will go there. And I do appreciate whenever anyone comments and leaves me messages, because when I do a first look, sometimes you don't know what things are for, and I don't always have the time to, can't play on this for a few hours before I do the first look. So past the quarry, southern part of the map, and then we'll turn, but again, road leading up there to the left hand side, up into the forest on the left hand side here. Didn't need to be there, but it is. It just adds something, you know. So up the western side of the map, past the hotel, another one of the grain loading and unloading points, and off to the right as you look in towards the east, towards the centre of the map, you've got McLean Biogas just over there, the domes. Now we're going to turn in and head across the north of the map. I'd say it's not huge, and again, loads of grass areas. That one looks like it can be sprayed and ploughed out as well actually, judging by the texture on that. Make your own fields. Then we come past another one of the loading points for lumber, which is the one we looked at earlier on as we drove through the woodland. I like the fact it's a good mixture of agriculture and forestry. You can do a bit of both, all of one, all of another, whatever you decide. So those ramps really make a big difference there. Another crane for loading, which is one we looked at earlier, and the northernmost roundabout. So this is the part of the map we haven't really looked at. We didn't come over too far to the north. Oh, there's trees from the ways here. But again, loads and loads of grass. Make your own fields, expand the ones that are there. Loads of possibilities, loads of options. And now we're coming down the eastern side of the map. Crane up there on top of the hill. Past the sell point, where I left the tractor. Maplefield Mill. I wish I had the hours in the day to just do let's play after let's play. I'd have about 4 or 5 running at this rate. And then we come back around the southern-ish part of the map where it all started, also where the train journey started, another little roundabout there. And that is pretty much it for this first look map tour on Woodshire. Red Kindness has done a brilliant job on this. This is a really, really nice map. I really, there's nothing I can put my finger on that I don't like about this one. You know I'm very kind of gushy and nice about most maps and most mods, and I don't often, when I'm negative, I try to be kind of critical in a positive way. You know, not that I would dare to offer advice to people that make these mods. You know, the people that have done these maps and do these mods are just wow. But this is really, really good. The layout, the textures, The features, I do like logging, I do like a bit of forestry, more wood chipping than logging, but I do like it. I like the way these are all laid out with these logging trails, and there's a good mixture of everything. There's something for everyone. You'll like this map. If you're thinking of playing on it, go for it. It's a really, really nice map. There may be issues I haven't come across, I don't know, and I'm sure people comment to let me know what those issues may be if they come across them. But that's it from me. That's it from this first look. I know I said that a couple of minutes ago, but it really is this time. I hope you've enjoyed it and found it useful and informative in some way. If you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free, and if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do, from Woodshire, thanks for watching.